Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. This class that we are about to do is focused entirely on hips. So from our day-to-day activities, a lot of sitting at desks, driving in cars, sitting on the couch, sitting at computers, we are really closing off our hip flexors and they can get quite tight just as a result of our inactive lifestyles. The hips are often a root cause as well of things like tight quads, tight hamstrings, trouble with your psoas, and even lower back problems can stem from having pain and tightness and not enough strength in our hips or openness for that matter. So it's really important for us to take care of our hips, keep them nice and open, and just counteract a lot of the activities that we're doing day to day. Hips are also, if you are into the energetic components, a place where we store a lot of our emotions. So some of our deepest emotions, vulnerabilities, fears of things like the future, emotional trauma, being vulnerable, those things are all the types of emotions that we store in our hips. So it's especially important for us to stay open, not just physically, for us to move better, to feel more flexible, but also just for our mental state and our emotional state. It helps us to stay more open, to be vulnerable without fear, and to keep the energy in our bodies, our emotions, our chakras, everything aligned, and make for a really healthy, happy, whole body energy system. So to get started today, we're going to start lying on our backs. So come into the center of your mat, lie all the way down, and we're just going to close our eyes to start with. Not worry about controlling the body in any way. And just let the breath slow down. Let the body settle. And let your awareness arrive into the body, to arrive in the breath, and to acknowledge any thoughts that are distracting you in the mind. Really using our breath today. It's very important, especially when we're coming into deep hip openers, to rely on the breath as a way to open ourselves, to let go, to stop holding on to things we don't need, physical tension included. And so staying connected to our breath throughout our practice is really important today. We're going to start to empty the breath completely and unify our breath now. Breathing into the belly, the ribs, up into the heart space. Exhale, heart, ribs, and belly. Inhale, belly swells, ribs expand, and the heart opens. Exhale, heart softens, ribs contract, and belly sinks back toward the spine. Inhale to the belly, ribs, and heart space. Exhale, heart, ribs, and belly. Inhale, feel the torso expand. Exhale, feel the body earth back down. Find its roots. Inhale. And exhale. Take one more breath now, right to the top of the heart, filling the lungs with air. And exhale, softening back down, feeling the body contract. Bring a little bit of movement back into the body now. And then to start, we're going to draw our right knee into our chest. Keeping the left leg long, squeeze the right knee in. And then using our left hand, we're going to take the right knee across the body over to the left hand side. Shuffle that left hip back underneath the right, keep the hips stacked. And then take the arms wide. You can leave that left hand on your right knee if you like. Bringing out the spine into our supine twist. Keeping the left leg extended and active. And if it's comfortable, taking the gaze back to the right hand. Staying with the breath, softening the chest, softening the spine. Taking one more breath here. Inhale, rolling back to center. With the left leg long, we'll extend the right leg up to the ceiling, just interlacing hands behind the right thigh. Flexing the right toes back towards the face. You can keep the hands where they are, draw them further up the leg if you want to draw the leg further into the body. But keeping softness in the shoulders and neck, the muscles in the face. And gently breathing into the back of that right leg. For 2 more breaths. One more breath. Holding the right leg where it is, bend the left knee and plant the left foot on the mat. And then take that right ankle, cross it over the left knee, and press the right knee away into your figure 4 or a bit of a reclined pigeon. You might be comfortable here, getting a nice stretch through that right glute and out of hip. Or you can interlace the hands behind the left thigh. Flex the left foot and draw the left knee towards the chest. Keep both feet flexed and keep pressing that right knee away from the body. For 2 more breaths. One more. Beautiful work. Drawing both knees into the chest. Give them a little squeeze. Take a breath. And then releasing the right leg long. Drawing the left knee into the chest. Squeeze it in. Using that right hand, we're going to take the left knee across the body over to the right hand side. Shuffle the right hip underneath the left. Keep them stacked. And let the left knee come down to the floor on the right side. Taking the arms wide. Wriggling out that right shoulder blade if it gets caught up. Turning the gaze to the left hand. Softening the body, feeling it start to warm up and open. Taking one more breath here. Inhale, rolling back to center. Leaving that right leg long, extending the left foot up to the ceiling. Interlacing hands behind the left thigh, knee or calf. Depending on how flexible you're feeling this morning. Flexing left toes toward the face. Softening the body, breathing into the tension, the tightness. Maybe noticing one side is tighter than the other. Being okay with that. Taking 2 more breaths here. And 1 more breath. Keeping the left leg still, bending the right knee, planting the right foot, and taking the left ankle over the right knee. Pressing the left knee away, and either staying here or interlacing hands behind the right thigh, and drawing the right knee in toward the body as you press the left knee away. Keeping both feet flexed, energy through both legs, especially that left knee. For 2 more breaths. One more breath. From here, inhale, draw both knees into the chest. And in your own time, you can start to rock and roll your way up into a seat. Crossing the legs over, folding over onto hands and knees. And just coming back into the center of your mat. You want to make sure that the wrists are stacked directly under the shoulders and the knees are stacked underneath the hips. Firm through the arms, don't soften into the shoulder girdle. Keeping the arms stable, we'll inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest and gaze into your cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. Push out of the palms. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze forward, keeping the arms strong, not softening the shoulder girdle. Then exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Last one, inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. And exhale, round the spine. Inhale, coming back into a neutral spine. Bring the toes together, knees as wide as the mat, and press back into a wide-legged child's pose. Extend the arms in front. And keep the arms nice and active. Really push through the fingers. Drive the buttocks back towards the heels. Soften the forehead down onto the mat. Really softening the hips, feeling the hips start to open. One more breath here. Inhale, walking the hands over to the right hand side. Keeping the arms in line with the shoulders and letting the right ribs drape over the right knee. Soften down, plug the left hip back to keep the hips square. And feel the torso rotating over that right knee. Strong arms, 2 more breaths. One more breath. Inhale, walking the hands over to the left-hand side. Again, letting the left ribs drape over the left knee as you fall forward and really pushing, dropping that right hip back down. Keep the hips square. Inhale, walking the hands back into center. Taking an exhale here. Inhale, coming back up into tabletop. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, bring the knees back under the hips. Firming down through the arms, keeping the stability in the shoulders. We're going to inhale, extend the right leg out behind us. And exhale, draw the knee up to the right elbow or right tricep. Inhale, extend it out behind, keep the belly firm. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Squeeze it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Keep pushing out of the palms. Last one, inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Holding it here, we're going to step the right foot on the outside of the right hand. To prepare ourselves for our lizard, you might need to take a slightly longer stance if you want to open the left hip flexor a little more. And then keeping that right foot about the edge of your mat, the hands in line on the inside of the foot. We're going to firm the hands, wrap the elbow creases forward, push out through the palms, take a breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows, just the elbows, dip slightly. Inhale, push back up. Keeping those shoulders firm, the shoulder blades broad. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, press back up. And exhale, bend. Last one, inhale, press back up. Exhale, bend the elbows. From here, you're welcome to stay on your hands if you have some blocks that you'd like to come down onto your forearms on, or if you're able to, you can come all the way down onto the forearms. And you want to have something to lean on, whether it's hands, blocks, the floor, so that you can hug that right knee into the shoulder. And what we're going to do here is tuck the back toe under and prop the back leg up so that you're driving down through the forearms, the left toe, the right foot, and trying to lift the left hip up enough that you stabilize that hip. And imagine drawing the inner thigh on your back leg up towards the ceiling. Two more breaths here. Take one more breath. Stay with it. Beautiful work. Keeping the back foot lifted. Press back up onto the hands. Take blocks out to the side if you have them. And from here, on your inhale, you're going to step the left foot forward and come into your Malasana. The knees of the feet will be as wide as the mat. You want to try and match up your elbows with your knee creases. And that way, bring the hands together. Push the palms. Feel the chest broaden. Rather than just sinking right down into the hips, push down through the feet and keep a bit of energy through the legs so that you're actually lifting up using your mula bandha or your pelvic floor. Keeping the energy traveling up through the hips, up through the crown. Gripping down with the toes, the feet. And keeping the energy through the legs, really opening the hips up. You're welcome to close down the eyes. We've got 3 more breaths here. What kinds of thoughts do you have attached to this pose? Is there anything emotional or physical that you can let go of? One more breath. Beautiful work. Planting the hands down, softening the gaze, and straightening the legs. We're going to heel toe the feet in to hip distance apart. Catch the opposite elbow creases, nice bend through the knees so that the belly can rest on the thighs. And just fold the upper body over into your ragdoll. If you want to sway from side to side, give the head a little shake or a nod. And just soften into the hamstrings a little. Take one more breath here, start to come back to center. And release the hands down. Take a breath in, halfway lift. Lift the belly off the thighs. And exhale, fold back down. Planting the hands, stepping back into a high plank. Firm through the arms, firm through the belly. Take a breath in. And exhale, drop the knees. Press back into your child's pose. If you want to get a little deeper into the hips again, you can bring toes together, knees wide. And soften the upper body. We'll just take one breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back up into your tabletop. Knees back under hips. Hands will come back underneath the shoulders. And this time, we'll inhale, extend the left leg out behind. Exhale, draw knee to left tricep. Squeeze it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Inhale, extend. Keeping the shoulder blades firm. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Last one, inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Hold it here. Step the left foot forward. Widen your stance if you need to. Hands on the inside of the foot. Just like with chaturanga arms, we're going to wrap the elbow creases forward, or the biceps up, triceps back. Take a breath in, really push out through the arms, lift, stabilize the shoulders, and then the exhale, bend the elbows, dip the chest. Only the elbows move, inhale, lift. Keep the upper body stable, exhale, just the elbows bend. They're sagging into the shoulders. Inhale, press up. Exhale, fold. Last one, inhale, press up. And exhale, dip. From here, staying on hands, if this is as far as you can go. Coming down to forearms on blocks or books. Anything you can lean on, or straight to the floor if you can. You're doing the same thing as we did on the other side. We're going to tuck the back toe under, lift the back leg, and then imagine driving the inner thigh up to the ceiling. And keep that right hip stable. You don't want it sagging down here. Keep the energy in that right leg. Square the hips. Push down through the forearms, through the left foot. Stay with it. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Beautiful work. Hug the left leg into the shoulder. And try and drive the chest through the arms rather than rounding the spine. Beautiful. Keep the back leg lifted. Come up off blocks, the floor, onto your hands. Inhale, step the right foot forward. And drop the tailbone down to Malasana. Hands together in front of the heart, elbows find the knees. Draw the chest up and through. Roll the collarbone. Keep the energy through the feet, lifting, not hanging down here. And then close the eyes. We've got 3 breaths here. You need to place a block or a bolster or a cushion or a small stool, whatever you want underneath your tailbone here, so that you can actually let it drop rather than the bum sticking up, by all means. Everyone has a different body, a different ability. And this changes from day to day for everyone. So try not to get attached to what you can or can't do, what you could do yesterday, last week. It might be different again tomorrow. Take one more breath. Soften the gaze to the floor. Plant the hands. Straighten the legs out. Give the legs a little stretch and heel toe the feet to hip distance apart. Soften the upper body. You can either come back to your ragdoll, or if your hamstrings are a bit more open, you can take the peace fingers around the big toes. Little triggers in your thumb and middle finger will join. And then you can draw the upper body in, the elbows go wide. Less about trying to cram your head back towards your legs. More about creating length from the tailbone down to the crown. Get the shoulder blades, so the shoulders away from the ears. And take one more breath. Beautiful. Releasing the hands. We'll inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, half lift. Belly off thighs. Exhale, fold back down. Plant the hands, step the right foot all the way back on the mat. And drop the right knee down. We're going to inhale, come up into our Anjaneyasana. What I want you to do is make sure that your knee and your ankle are in line. You're not overshooting, so the knee isn't in line with the ankle, in which case you need to take the foot further forward. You're not back here, because then your foot needs to come back, creating that nice right angle. Before we bend too deep, lift out a little bit, tuck the tailbone under, so that we're not having a bit of a banana back or any weight in our lower back. And at the same time, we're zipping our core up or finding a rib hip connection, so that like an accordion, we're not stretching out, we're bringing it back in. Once you've found that, you drop the tailbone, find length through the torso, take a breath in, and then exhale, bend into that left knee and try and keep the torso, the tailbone dropped, the rib hip connection zipped up, the length. And when you're ready, lift the arms overhead. Take 2 more breaths. One more. Beautiful work. Take the left hand to the left knee, right arm stays up. We're going to lean over to the left. Trying to keep the lower body as it is, keep the belly switched on, push down through the right knee and the left heel to create length through the torso. 2 more breaths. One more. Inhale, come back to Anjaneyasana. And exhale, frame the foot. Tuck the right toe under, lift the right knee, and inhale, step the right foot forward, half lift. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Plant the hands and step the left foot back all the way. Drop the left knee down, same thing as the other side. You want to make sure that that knee and ankle stay in line, not shooting over or too far back. But before we come up, we are going to lift out a little bit. Drop the tailbone under, zip up the ribs and hips. Find that stability through the core. And really lengthen through the torso. Then start to bend into that front knee. And keep the pelvis tilting under rather than tilting it forward, where we have an arch in the lower back. We tilt it under. And that should open up more of that left hip flexor as well. You can keep your hands here if you find it useful for keeping your form, your alignment. If you like, you can bring the arms overhead. Two more breaths. And one more. Beautiful work. Right hand to the right knee, left arm high. Take an inhale. And exhale, leaning over to the right. Keeping the lower body stable. Inner thighs squeezing towards each other. Two more breaths. And one more breath. Inhale back to center, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, frame the foot. Tuck the left toe under, lift the left knee. And this time, inhale back to plank. Drop the knees to the mat. Bring toes together, knees wide. And press back into a wide-legged child's pose. Taking one more breath here. And inhale, slowly come back up to your tabletop. Knees back under hips, tuck the toes. And it's okay if your hands are a bit further out in front. We're going to lift back to downward dog. If you need to pedal out the heels here, take any adjustments, bend and stretch the legs. And then just find some stillness. Take one breath, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift the right leg high. And exhale, foot to buttocks, open the hip. The knee should be the highest point. Inhale, right leg high. Square the hips off. Exhale, bring that right knee into the chest. And then drop the shin down into your pigeon pose. Release the left toes and left leg long behind us. And eventually we'll work that right shin further forward. But just finding wherever is comfortable for you. If you feel you're quite lifted under your right buttocks, you can bring a block or a book or a cushion underneath it, rolled up towel, whatever you have. And then to keep our hips square, rather than spinning off to the side, keep the energy in that right leg as though you are trying to push it forward. And as soon as you push it forward, you'll find that it locks your hips into a bit more of a square position, so it's less hanging out wherever you land, and being more deliberate and conscious with what you're doing with the body. So with the hands in front, take an inhale, find length, exhale, start to fold forward. You might stay here, that's fine. You might bring in some blocks, cushion, come to the forearms. If you can come all the way down and connect forehead to the mat, that's brilliant. Wherever you're at today, it's fine. Nice deep stretch for the hips. And see if you can come back to the breath, if you can use the breath to let go. Notice if you're holding on, if you're clenching, unable to let go of any tension through the hips. Remember, nothing lasts forever. We won't be here forever. We're going to take a few more breaths here. Stay with it. more breaths. Four more breaths. Three more. Two more breaths. Excuse the noise. I'm plugging my laptop charger in. Take one more breath here. Beautiful work. Really beautiful. Where you're at now, just start to walk the hands over to the right hand side and fold over that right knee. Create a bit of a side stretch. Get a little deeper into that right hip. See if you can soften the upper body, the neck. And just take one more breath in. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. Take an exhale here, really sigh it out. Inhale, coming back up. We're going to firm the hands into the mat. Tuck the back foot under the back toe and lift the back knee. And on the inhale, lift that right knee up and take the foot back to three-legged dog. Exhale, draw the knee to chest, round the spine, and step the foot between the hands. Round the back heel down for warrior one. And inhale, arms come up. We're going to hold here for 3 breaths. I want you to ground the outer edge of the back foot and lift through the inner arch of the back foot, up through the inner shin and inner thigh. Once you've really lifted through the inner back leg, imagine spiraling it in and back, and that'll help that left hip come forward. The same as in our Anjaneyasana. Drop the tailbone under and tilt the pelvis under. Keep spiraling that back leg, and then bend a little deeper into that front knee. If you find it easier to keep the hands on the hips, to really make sure that your front hips are facing forward, not down, you can do that. Otherwise, arms come up overhead. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands down. Lift the back heel. And inhale, step to a high plank. Drop the knees down. Bring the toes together, knees wide. Press back to wide-legged child's. Take one more breath here. And inhale, come back up into your tabletop. Knees back on the hips, tuck the toes, and exhale, press back into downward dog. One breath. Spiraling the inner thighs back, pushing out of the palms. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, foot to buttocks, open the hip. Lifting through the left inner thigh. Inhale, left leg high, square the hips off. And exhale, draw the knee to the chest. And then drop that left shin down, pigeon. Place the back right foot and leg. Making sure that you can wriggle that left knee out a little to the side. Bring the foot as far forward as you feel comfortable. If you want to keep it closer in, and that's okay on the knee, do what feels best in your body. If it hurts, don't do it. And again, stay in tune with your body. You know, we are trying to let go, to release, but not at the cost of pain. So keep the energy in that left shin. And if you need to, place a block, a blanket, a towel, whatever you've got underneath your left buttocks. Energy sending forward through the shin. Take a breath in, find length. And then exhale, fold forward to hands, forearms, all the way down, wherever you're at today. And just soften the body. Don't lose the energy in that left leg, the left shin. Keep the hips square and the lower back stable. And at the same time, really breathe into that left hip, the left glutes. What can you let go of? And we've got 5 more breaths here. A little quieter on this side. I'm not fidgeting around for my charger. Really embrace the stillness, embrace the quiet. Breathe into the hip. And we'll take 1 more breath here. And inhale, walking the hands over to the left-hand side. Let the left ribs drape over the knee a little. And fold down toward the left. Keeping energy in that left leg, pressing away. One more breath here. Inhale, walk the hands back, out in front. Exhale, soften side out. Inhale, walk the hands back in underneath the shoulders. Firm the hands, tuck the right toe under, lift the right knee. And then inhale, lift that left leg back to 3-legged dog. One more breath, inhale. And exhale, draw the knee to the chest, round the spine. And step the foot between the hands. Ground the right heel down. And inhale, come up into your warrior 1. Option to keep the arms lifted or to use the hands to really get a feel for where your hips are here. Ground down through the outer edge of that back foot and lift through the back inner arch of the foot, inner shin, inner thigh, and then spiral the back leg in and back. Then tuck the pelvis under, find the rib hip connection, zip it up, and then bend more into that front knee. Make sure the knee is tracking the toe, not out to one side or in. If you're comfortable, lift the arms. We've got 2 more breaths. Don't lose that back leg. 1 more. Exhale, frame the foot, beautiful. Inhale, step the left foot back into high plank. Drop the knees down. And from here, rather than come into a wide-legged child's, you have the option just to come into your wide-legged child's and rest here. Or if you want to come into frog, I recommend, especially if you've got hard floors like me, coming onto the side to protect your knees. And you're basically walking the knees out as far as you can, keeping the knees and ankles in line so they're not, well, you can actually bring them further in if you're comfortable with that, like a really wide-legged child's pose. Or keep them in line with the knees. And then we're just going to drop down to the forearms. And you can see where you feel the stretch the most. If you sink the hips back a little, you feel it deeper into the hips or groin. Only go far back enough that you find that edge, you find a bit of a stretch without causing any pain or real discomfort. If you can take your knees wider, you're welcome to. Just breathe into the stretch. Nothing lasts forever. 3 more breaths. 2 more. 1 more. Beautiful work. Inhale, shift the weight forward into the arms, out of the hips. And bring the knees back together. And then center yourself back on your mat. We're just going to sit back, roll the legs out to one side, and bring them out in front. To start with, we will draw the left leg up, and then step it on the outside of the right leg. You can leave the right leg long, or you can tuck that underneath. But if that means that your left sit bone is no longer on the ground, keep your left leg back out in front. When you've tucked it under, you want to make sure both sit bones stay on the ground and that your left foot, if you find it's part of under a foot lock, you know, you're not lifting it up to the side, it finds its grip. So wherever you're at, leg long, leg tucked under. We'll inhale, take the right arm high. And exhale, hook the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. And bring out the spine. If your elbow doesn't reach, you can draw that left knee in. In fact, that might give you a bit more of a stretch in the outer hip and glutes. See what works for you. Take 3 more breaths here. 2 more. 1 more. And I'll come back to center. Nothing fancy here, we're just going to swap it over. So either left leg tucked under, right knee or right foot on the outside of the left knee. Or the left leg can come long. Whatever you need to keep both sit bones, especially that right arm on the ground, and to find a lock in that right foot. And we'll inhale, left arm high. Exhale, elbow on the outside of the knee, bring out the spine. Look over the right shoulder. Hug that knee in if it's easier. Find length on the inhale. Bring out the spine on the exhale. 3 more breaths. Press down with the right foot. Last breath here. And now slowly come back to center. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. You don't need to jam the feet closed. You can let them stay open, just the heels connecting. You can hold them like you're opening a book, as a lot of my teachers have told me. Take an inhale, sit tall. And if you like, rather than rounding through the lower spine. You can place a blanket or a towel underneath the buttocks just to tilt the pelvis back a little, kind of the reverse of what we were doing before, so that you're able to hinge from the hips rather than rounding the spine. We already do this everywhere we go, right? You're on the phones, computer. We're trying to create length here. Let's take a breath in. And exhale, hinge forward. Lead with the chest, with the sternum. Keep the elbows in by the body. And just soften the gaze, soften the mind, let the hips roll open. Not worrying how far forward you can go. Just being present, breathing deep. One more breath here. And inhale, slowly lift back up. And exhale, relax. We're going to do a couple more things before we find our Shavasana. The first one, it's known as a fire log pose, and a lot of people find this really difficult if they've not got open hips, but you basically want to stack your legs like fire logs. I don't know if that's how you build a fire, but the shins will be directly stacked over one another. So let's do left leg underneath, right leg on top. Your right ankle will come over that left knee. The toes will face forward, and you can see that my legs are perfectly stacked on top of one another. Now, a lot of people will find themselves here. Grab a block, a pillow, rolled up towel or jumper, something to cushion this here if you're unable to bring that knee all the way down. And just make sure that you're taking care of yourself. If it hurts too much, you can skip this one, maybe just do an easy cross leg and fold forward. If you're here, you feel okay, we're going to take a breath in. And then exhale again, hinge forward over the hips. See where you land. You want to hang out here, bring the hands down onto blocks, come all the way down onto the mat. Whatever feels best for you. Keep the legs stacked on one another. And just take 3 breaths here in your own time. Each exhale, softening a little more if you can. For 2. And 1. Inhale, sitting back up. Remove any props. And we're just going to swap legs. So the right leg will come under. In a straight line, the shin will be parallel to the front of the mat. And that left leg will come across, left ankle over right knee. Stack the legs. If you're up here and you find yourself in a low pain, you can either come to just an easy cross legs and fall forward here. Or if it's okay, it's bearable, you can take a prop, blanket, pillow, block, whatever you've got, just to cushion and take care of this knee. When you're folding forward, it's supported. Take a breath in wherever you are. And exhale, fold forward. Keep length through the spine, right out of the crown of the head. 3 breaths. For 2. And 1. Inhale, sitting back up. And exhale, release the legs. Find yourself in the center of your mat and come all the way down to your back. Plant the feet, And all we're going to do is cross our right leg over our left, like you would if you were sitting in a chair. And then from there, see if you can catch the ankles and draw the knees in towards the chest. And using the energy through the arms to draw the ankles and knees in. For 3. 2. 1. Beautiful work. Gently unravel the legs. And then cross the left leg over the right. Catch the ankles. Pull them in. Draw the knees toward the chest. This is your reclined Gomukhasana, the leg version. Getting nice and deep into the hips. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Very mindfully unravel the legs. Release them all the way down onto your mat. Let the ankles roll out, the arms roll out, the chest broaden. Really settle into your Shavasana. Nothing left to control. Nothing left to hold on to. Now is the time to release any last bits of tension. To let go of any thoughts, any emotions you're still carrying. And just to let the body go. Come back to the breath. Bring the awareness inward. And surrender body and mind to the moment. You are welcome to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you like. The beauty of being in your own home, you can stay here for as long as feels comfortable. Take your time, let the body savor your practice and enjoy the stillness, the peace. You can come out of your Shavasana whenever you're ready. Thank you for joining me. See you soon. Namaste.